guys, PortalMaster9351 here, and in this video, I want to address all of the rumors that have been going around that Skylanders is over, it's dead, it's canceled. I want to talk about that. I have been holding off on making a video about this for a long time because it's just been too hard to say, what's going to happen. But I have sort of made up my mind, and I just feel like I can't ignore this for any longer. A lot of people have been making long Instagram posts and Twitter posts and stuff, and like multiple Twitter things, and there's just been so much drama all over the place. So you know what? I said, I want to make a video. I'm so much better at conveying my thoughts by talking than by typing, so here goes. Let's put it out there. We don't know anything. Stop passing it off as fact. Skylanders is not canceled. Exactly. Like, we don't know if it's canceled or not. It might be, it might not be. There are a lot of signs that point to it being canceled, but a lot of signs also point to it not being canceled. Let's go ahead and start off with the signs that it is canceled, just so I can sort of break down the facts, tell you what we know, tell you what I think about it. So, first up, the biggest reason that we think Skylanders is canceled is because this guy keeps posting inside information with no sources that Toys for Bob's office is empty, production has been canceled, they had press conferences, or not press conferences, but conferences about how to proceed with the series, and they decided to trash it all together. There's all of these look at this, inside reports coming from Activision that Skylanders is canceled. Well, I'm not going to discuss the validity of those yet, but, there's your first thing. Next up, we also have heard rumors that a bunch of people have been leaving Toys for Bob. We've heard that the office is empty. Well, see, the thing is that we've gone on, and when I say we, I mean the community, they've gone on and they've looked at these people who used to work for Toys for Bob. For example, the voice of Chompy Mage, and we can see on their personal, like, LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever social media they're using, they are listed as working for Oculus. One person is now in an administrative position in the YMCA. I mean, these people that used to work at Toys for Bob, and keep in mind, it's only like 2 or 3 of them, are now listed as being in other places. So, yeah, I mean, that is some evidence right there. Obviously, a few major players have left Toys for Bob, and Toys for Bob is owned by Activision, but still, we haven't seen a mass exodus, a mass leaving of these people yet. Just a few people have left. And, also, we're seeing sales reports, which, again, these don't have any sources. This is my biggest problem with this whole thing. There's sales reports that Imaginators sold terribly. Sales reports, keep that in mind. Where are they coming from? We have no idea where they're coming from. But let's talk about why it might not be canceled. So, there were also rumors that Skylanders Academy was going to be canceled. And so, the guy who's been posting all this information about Skylanders being canceled actually got in a Twitter war with one of the makers of Skylanders Academy over this topic specifically. And basically, what we learned out of that is Skylanders Academy Season 2 is still happening. So that's a big positive for it not being canceled. Also, the game ended on a cliffhanger, to my understanding. I actually have not beaten the game yet because I'm still doing a blind playthrough, but my understanding is that it does end on a cliffhanger. So, that's another thing there. And also, my personal experience is that Imaginators sold better than Superchargers. That's just my experience. I'm seeing stores actually selling out of their products again. And again, I'm not saying that's a huge thing, but that's definitely something. And also the fact that this guy who was telling us that Skylanders 7 was canceled got in a Twitter war with the maker of Academy over whether or not his show was canceled, that is a pretty big sign that some of those reports are probably false. I mean, this guy has not provided any sources whatsoever. But let's go ahead and talk about what my personal theories were. So, I've actually thought that the series has been in danger for a long time, personally. I've never fully said that exactly, but I've kind of hinted at it. If you look back at my triple rant video, a triple rant, has the most comments and the most likes of any non-giveaway, non-live stream video. Any normal video I've made, most likes and most comments of all time, and it has a very high audience retention level. A lot of people watched that and agreed with what I said, which was essentially, creation crystals need to be resettable, they need to reduce the cost of the figures, and they need to add online PvP. Those were the 3 big things that I put. And it's not like the fans have been asking for those things for the past several years. And Activision is not listening to the fans. And I've known for a long time that when a company loses touch with their fan base, that means the game is going to go downhill really, really quickly. I've known that for a long time. I've seen it many times. And this is just, to me, another example of Activision losing touch with their customers and basically driving the series straight into the ground. Now, I still wasn't all doom and gloom about it because the thing is, figures are still selling. That's the thing. They're still making profits off of all of their games. All of their merchandise is making a profit, and that is a huge thing in the business world. If you're making a profit, you kind of keep doing what you're doing if you're making a profit. And so, if Activision is making a profit, why would they stop making the game? That's always been my opinion. And, you know, there are a lot of people, you know, who are just going to buy no matter what, and myself included. And unfortunately, that is, I think, the case, is that a lot of the people that are buying at this point are the people who are just big enough fans of the series that they're going to buy no matter what. I have not been into a GameStop recently, or a Walmart, or wherever, and seen a casual player buy any of these things. All the people that are buying the figures now, it seems, are the hardcore collectors. And that, to me, shows that the game is sort of in and of itself in decline. There's not a ton of people that are actually actively getting into this new series. We're also seeing several YouTube, or just specifically, we are seeing a YouTube Titan fall that was a Skylanders, you know, big person, you know, Skylander boy and girl. I've said things about them before, but to me, this is really, they used to, so, in case you're not aware, they have many, many other channels, and Skylanders Boy and Girl is their smallest of all of their channels, and it has the smallest growth rate of all of their channels. They are not drawing in new viewers. Skylanders Boy and Girl, as much as you guys might like them, I've never liked them that much, but if you guys like them, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, they're not growing anymore. They're still promoting to existing fans, but they're really not bringing in new fans like they used to. And there's not really that many YouTubers out there who are bringing new fans in, because everybody is so tired of this game because they're not listening to the consumers. Now, I want to talk about, so is the game canceled? And that is, I have absolutely no idea. My first instinct yesterday was to say yes, it was canceled. But now, I honestly do not know. It's just, there's so many variables that could make it be canceled or not canceled. I mean, Guitar Hero, that's the biggest example. They've now canceled Guitar Hero twice, just out of the blue, because they drove it into the ground by not listening to the fans and doing more of the same. Is that what's going to happen to Skylanders? I have no idea. Or can they do it like Call of Duty and just keep making the same product and having it always sell? You know, you look at Call of Duty and Guitar Hero, both Activision properties, they have been handled the same way, basically, and had completely different results. You know, Call of Duty, they do the same thing every year, sales are off the charts. They do the same thing every year for Guitar Hero, the sales are terrible, and they cancel the series. Which path will Skylanders follow? That is the ultimate question, and I have absolutely no idea. Now, I want to talk about myself for a minute. Yes, wouldn't be a Portal Master video without talking about me! That's definitely what you came here for. But anyways, what am I going to do either way? Well, if the game continues, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to continue covering the games. If the game cancels, I'm not leaving. We've had a ton of people on Instagram and YouTube say that they're going to leave the community. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stop making YouTube videos. They might not be about Skylanders. They'll probably be about Light Seekers and maybe a couple of other things. Who knows? But I'm not going to leave this. I'm not going to leave this place because I have been given a platform where I can pretty much do whatever I want, and I have people who will watch me do the things, and I have the fans like you guys. So, you know, I recognize that not everyone might, you know, like what I'm doing, you know, after I move on from Skylanders if the game is canceled, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to support this community. You look at Disney Infinity's community, and it completely died out, and, you know, I don't want that to happen to the Skylanders community. Just because the game is canceled doesn't mean that there can't be a fandom of the game anymore. There's a ton of examples of, you know, games being canceled. Look at Spyro, for instance. Spyro hadn't had any games for, like, what was it? Over 5 years by the time Skylanders came out, but Dark Spyro was still a haven for the people who liked Spyro. And then he came back as Skylanders, and they sort of kept doing their own thing as Spyro fans. So, you know, what's to say we can't keep doing our own thing as Skylanders fans? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys right now. Tell me down in the comments, what do you think? Is the game canceled? Is the game not canceled? And do you want a Skylanders 7? I think I know the answer. I think almost all of you guys are going to say you want a Skylanders 7. But I just want to know, do you think the series is canceled or not? I just kind of want to see what the community is thinking at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys right now. This has been Portal Master 9351. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!